of the Texas Rangers, starring Joel McCrea as Ranger Jace Pearson. Another authentic reenactment of a case transcribed from the files of the Texas Rangers. Dates and places in the following story are fictitious for obvious reasons. The events themselves are a matter of record.
NBC will bring you 5 special feature programs prior to the Republican Convention. These special shows will consist of, first, Convention Preview on June 28th. This program will inaugurate NBC's advanced coverage. George Hicks, well-known radio news commentator and war correspondent, will be your host and bring you interviews with Republican delegates from various sections of the country. Then on Tuesday, July 1st, we bring you Convention City, a complete report on the preparations being made in Chicago to receive the thousands of people who will descend on the city in July for the conventions. Jim Hurlbut will serve as narrator and will offer you interviews with the people whose job it will be to house, entertain, and feed the convention delegates. And on Thursday, July 3rd, hear a headquarters report featuring NBC newsmen W.W. Chaplin, Merrill Muller, Richard Harkness, and Bob Letts. Consult your local newspaper for broadcast time and join us for complete convention coverage on NBC. And now back to Tales of the Texas Rangers.
And now, from the files of the Texas Rangers, the case called Knockout.
It is 10 o'clock on a Saturday night in July 1946. Outside the Rand Hotel in Jackson, Texas, 50 miles from Houston, the sheriff stands talking to some cattle ranchers who are in town for a convention. He is about to leave the group and walk toward his car when the front door of the hotel bursts open.
Sheriff! Over here. Sheriff, in the hotel, hurry.
Oh, excuse me, Bill. See you later. Yeah, what's the matter?
Upstairs on the second floor, some kind of trouble.
Well, come on, show me where it is.
Mrs. Beale, she just called, sounded scared to death. Said there was an awful fight going on in the next room, right up these stairs here.
You haven't been up there yet?
No. I remember seeing you in the lobby a few minutes ago. Hope you'd still be around.
You're sure she said there was a fight?
Oh, yeah, that's what you said.
Well, we'll find out what it's all about. Excuse me, man.
It's okay.
She sure come around that corner fast. Which way do we go?
Oh, right down here. Miss Beale's room is in the middle of the hall.
Don't seem to be any noise up here now.
Who's there?
It's a desk clerk, ma'am.
Oh, you brought the sheriff. Well, I'm so glad.
I understand you think you heard some fighting going on up here.
Somebody's been killed. I know somebody's been killed.
Which room was it, ma'am?
That one right there.
Want me to come with you, Sheriff?
No, you better stay here with Miss Beale, just in case there is some trouble.
Who is it?
The sheriff. Open up.
I'm busy. Can you come back in a little while?
Open up. I want to talk to you now.
Okay, just a minute.
Come on. Hurry up in there.
Okay, I'm coming.
What's all the trouble, Sheriff? I heard there was a fight going on in this room.
Fight? There must be some mistake.
I'd like to come in and take a look around.
Well, what for, Sheriff? There's nothing wrong here.
Do you mind standing aside?
Well, sure. That's the way you feel about it. Come on in. See, there's nothing wrong in here.
Who's that in the bathroom?
My father, he's taking a bath.
What's that white powder on the floor next to the table there?
Where? Oh, that. It's some of my father's medicine. He spilled it a while ago. I was just getting ready to clean it up when you knocked.
Well, everything looks all right, I guess. You mind moving aside a second?
Aside from what, Sheriff? You...
Come on, mister, move.
Well, sure. I just didn't know what you meant.
How'd that chair leg get broken?
Chair... Oh, I tripped over it. Almost broke my neck when I fell. Matter of fact, that's probably what made people think there was a fight in here. I'm a big man, and when I fall, I really go down hard.
I think I'd like to have a word with your father.
Well, like I told you, he's taking a bath. Why don't you come back later?
I'll talk to him now. Mister? Oh, mister?
The old man's a little hard of hearing with the water running.
Yeah, well, he'll hear this. Mister! I want to talk to you, mister. reckon I'll just have to go in.
No, you don't. Why, give me back that gun.
Yeah, I'll give it back.
Hey, mister, what happened to this? Hey, mister, where you going? Sheriff! Sheriff! Help! Help!
The sheriff recovered quickly. On the bathroom floor, he found the body of an elderly man. The dead man was identified by the clerk as George Wilton, a rancher. Wilton had been the only guest registered in that room. After requesting the clerk to phone for the Texas Rangers, the sheriff left to see if he could pick up the trail of the assailant. 20 minutes later, Rangers Jace Pearson and Clay Morgan climbed the stairs to the second floor of the hotel.
Looks like the room down here to the right, Jace. Fellow standing in front of the door must be the desk clerk. Yeah, sure guarding for us. He's not letting that crowd get anywhere near.
All right, folks.
Excuse us here, please. Thank you.
Rangers and get through. Please stand aside here.
Where's the body?
It's in the bathroom, Ranger.
Anything been touched?
Oh, no, sir. No. The sheriff left special orders not to disturb anything till you got here. I didn't even turn the water off.
The water?
Yes, sir. Running in the bathtub. I had to pull the plug out, though, so it wouldn't run over on the floor.
Did you get a look at the man who ran away?
I sure wish I had. I only saw his back. Sheriff got a good look at him, though. Too good a look was the way he put it. I never saw a man as mad as the sheriff was when he come to.
We'll take a look inside now. We may want to ask you a few more questions later.
Yes, sir. I expect you want to talk to Mrs. Beale, too. She's the lady who first heard the fighting.
Is she around?
In a room right next door. I'll get it if you want.
Fine. We'll be out in a few minutes.
All right.
Bathroom door's a little ajar. Yeah. I don't expect we'll get any prints off the doorknob now, but you better kick it open with your foot anyhow. Yeah, there he is. Poor old fellow. He sure took some knock on the head. Way he's lying, I got an idea he was dragged in here from the other room. Take a look through his pockets, Clay. I'll see if there's some way to shut this water off. Yeah. Might be a cutoff valve back of the tub. Yeah, there is. Find anything? No, pockets are clean. Looks like it might have been robbery. We'll get a lab crew up here to go over the place for prints. I don't think they'll find too much, Jace. How do you mean? This drinking glass with the towel stuffed in it, full of dust. You notice how everything's wiped clean in here? Like somebody tried to get rid of any possible prints. He tried, all right. These other glasses, for instance, you can see they've been used recently, but there's not a print on them. As far as I can figure, there's only one place in here our friend forgot. Where's that? Over here. Take a look at that water faucet in the tub. Yeah. Good, clear print. Say, if you're right about the old man being dragged in here after he was dead, there's a good chance this print belongs to the guy who did it. Let's see if there's anything outside in the room. Killer must have been pretty big to be able to slug the sheriff easy as he did. Don't reckon the old fella had much of a chance either. It's like he put up a fight, though. A broken chair leg and... Hey, wait a minute. You looking at that white powder on the floor? Yeah. Could be one other thing the killer didn't have time to clean up. More like crystals than powder. Any idea what it is, Jace? Not yet, but it shouldn't take the lab long to find out. In the meantime, we better have a talk with the woman who heard the fighting in here. Lucky the sheriff got a look at the killer. At least he'll be able to make an identification if that print in the bathroom doesn't give us a lead. Could be our man won't even have a record. If he doesn't, we won't get much from the print or the mug file.
Oh, here they are, Mrs. Beale.
I'm Mrs. Beale, Ranger. The desk clerk said you wanted to talk to me.
Yes, ma'am. We're interested in anything you can remember about this.
Yes. Well, I was lying in bed trying to sleep. I knew I wouldn't sleep because my asthma was bothering me, but I thought I'd try anyhow.
What time was this, ma'am?
Time? Oh, well, I'm not exactly sure, but it couldn't have been more than 30 minutes after I took my brown pill, so I'd say it was about 9:30.
It was just a couple of minutes to 10 when you called me, Mrs. Beale.
I know that, young man. What I wanted to tell the Ranger started long before that. Now, let's see, where was I?
You were lying in bed, ma'am.
Oh, yes. Well, I heard the door open in the next room. I didn't want to listen, but you know how thin these walls are, and when those people come into the room, they made so much noise.
How many were there?
Well, there was an old man. I understand he was the one who died. And there was a younger man. He had a real deep voice. But the one I heard clearest was the girl.
Girl?
That's right. She had the most piercing voice I ever heard, and the way she was laughing, I could tell she had no breeding.
Could you hear what they were saying?
Well,
I think
thought...
that's your phone, Mrs. B.
Oh, dear, just when I was
Well, I'll
getting in-
take it for you.
Oh, that would be nice of you, young man. You tell whoever it is that I'm very busy.
Ma'am, you were saying you could hear the people in the next room were talking?
Yes, I could. They'd all been drinking. And then they started to tell the most awful stories, simply awful. I want to put my hands over my ears.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, the old man was just fascinated by this hussy. Well, I'm sorry, Rangers, but that's the only word I know to describe her. He laughed at everything she said. And the things she said.
Uh-huh.
Well, all of a sudden, the old man stopped laughing and got real angry. He started shouting at the girl. Told her she'd put something in his drink. Then, before I knew it, the most awful fight started. Just awful. And the next thing I knew, someone banged against the wall, and I was almost thrown out of bed.
Did you hear anything else?
Yes. After that, they were whispering in there. But it was so low, I just couldn't hear what they were saying.
That was
so
your
I tried...
headquarters, Ranger. They want you to get in touch with the sheriff by radio as soon as you can.
Thanks. And thank you, Mrs. Beale.
Oh, but I have some more to tell you about when the sheriff was up there. When you
But we
came
won't
here
have
with-
to trouble you about that, ma'am. The sheriff will file it in his report.
Oh.
Come on, Clay.
Yeah.
Funny the way people enjoy getting mixed up in something like this. Scared to death and still get a kick out of it. Yeah. She did help us, though. At least we can be pretty sure now about our killer's racket. Confidence game? Uh-huh. The old man was probably lonely and got a little careless about showing how much money he had in his pocket.
Yeah, sure sounds like the old story.
I've got a hunch those crystals we found on the floor will turn out to be knockout drops.
The girl must have skipped before the sheriff got there.
Yeah, she could have gone out to set up their getaway.
Well, I sure hope either that print in the bathroom pays off or the sheriff can make some kind of identification.
Yeah. And if we don't get any lead tonight, we'll have the sheriff drive over to Austin with us in the morning and go through the mug files.
Hey, Jace, I wonder what the sheriff wants us to call him for.
Find out right now. Get that code sheet out of the glove compartment and see what his call number is, will you?
Sure, Jay. Let's see. Oh, here it is, 692.
Thanks. Unit 10 to Unit 692. Unit 10 to 692.
Unit 692 to Unit 10. This unit requests assistance in apprehending fugitive killer believed to be hiding here in field 1.5 miles south of Jackson. Unable to make search until more help arrives.
10-4, Unit 10 will join 692 immediately. Unit 10, clear.
692, clear.
That must be the sheriff up ahead, Jace. They're swinging a spotlight across that cornfield.
Yeah, looks like a barbed wire fence at the back. If our man's in there, he'll have a tough time getting out that way.
Doubt if he could get out either end without the sheriff seeing him.
Howdy, Jay. Clay. I've been trying to cover the field with my spotlight here, in case he pops up.
You sure it was him you saw?
Oh, couldn't be any mistake about it. I'd been out cruising around looking for him. I was just heading back to town when I saw this fellow walking toward me up the road. Recognized him as soon as I put the light on, and then he run into the field.
Ain't mind getting the flashlights, Clay? We'll go in after him.
Sure, Jace.
Keep that spot running across the back fence, Sheriff. Clay and I'll try and flush him out.
Okay. But I'd sure like to go in after this one myself. I got a personal score to settle with him.
How's that bump on your head?
Oh, I'll be all right. I could kick myself where I let him get my gun and slug me.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Let's just hope we can pick him up now.
Here's your flash, Jace.
Thanks. Any idea where he went in, Sheriff?
And near as I can figure, it's about 30 feet up the road.
Well, keep as far away from your spotlight as you can. If he thinks he's being cornered, he might take a shot at you.
Yeah, that'd be something, wouldn't it? With my own gun. Well, lucky I had my rifle in the car. If he makes a break across that fence, I'm going to make Swiss cheese out of him.
Let's go, Clay. You better be careful with our lights, too.
Yeah. Well, we know this baby. He's desperate enough to try anything.
This could be where he went in.
Mm-hmm. Corn stalks have been over all right.
Watch yourself. We don't know how far in he might be.
Yeah.
Seems like he's starting to veer into the right.
Mm-hmm. Throw that motel over there.
Trail looks like it stops just ahead.
No, it doesn't stop, Jace. He must have started crawling along the furrows here.
Yeah, it could have been when the sheriff first threw his spot on the field. Yeah, he shouldn't be too far away.
He was making a beeline for that motel.
Yeah, hold it a second. You hear anything?
No. Here, let me lift my right. Jace, there he goes.
Come on.
Hold it, Joe! He's yelling at somebody.
See if we can stop him.
He's heading right for those motel cabins.
Hold your fire, Clay.
We're gaining on him.
Yeah, but he's going around the corner of that cabin.
You reckon we better split up?
Uh-huh. You take the left and I'll...
Hey, there's a car taking off, Jace.
No lights. Must be him.
Too far away, missed.
Let's get back to our car. See if we can catch him. the time we'd reached our car, he was out of sight. We took off after him, leaving the sheriff to make inquiries at the motel office. We radioed for blockades to be set up throughout the area. For the rest of the night, we made an extensive search without finding a trace of our man. At dawn, we reached a highway patrol roadblock. We turned around and headed back toward Jackson, covering all side roads along the way.
I don't know, Jace. It's a cinch he couldn't have gotten through that roadblock.
No, but he might have made it through before the block was set up.
I've been thinking. That was a pretty fast getaway he made last night. Too fast for him to have stolen a car from the motel.
It was probably his own car. Remember, he was yelling to somebody while he was running across the field.
Could have been the girl he works with. Maybe the motel is where they'd been staying.
Maybe. If we don't spot him in another half hour, I reckon we better go pick up the sheriff. See if he can make an identification from the mug files.
Yeah, I wonder if he found out anything at that motel office.
KTXA to Unit 10.
Unit 10 to KTXA. Go ahead, KTXA.
Fingerprint in bathroom of Hotel Rand, Jackson, has been identified as belonging to Gus Howard. Repeat, Gus Howard. 2 prison terms for fraud and felonious assault. Released from Huntsville, April 1946.
10-4. No other traffic. Unit 10 clear.
No other traffic. KTXA.
Howard, huh? Hey, Jace, didn't you once have something to do with the guy by that name?
I sent Gus up on his last trip.
Any idea where he might be hanging out now?
No, but I'm pretty sure where we can get a lead on Millie Vinson.
Well, who's she?
Gus's partner. And except when they're in jail, they're never very far away from each other. Hang on, Clay. We're heading for Houston.
In just a moment, we will continue with Tales of the Texas Rangers, starring Joel McCrea as Ranger Jace Pearson.
Only a madman or a fool would intentionally set fire to one of our forests or woodlands. Yet 90% of our forest fires are started by people. Most of these man-caused fires are due to plain carelessness, a campfire left smoldering, a lighted match thrown from a car window, a cigarette not extinguished. In less troubled times, the waste due to forest fires would be tragic. In these dangerous times, it can be disastrous. Forest fires destroy natural resources we need to keep our country strong. They impede the production and transportation of critical defense supplies, interfere with military training, and may destroy military installations. Join in the fight against carelessness. Crush out cigarettes, cigar, and pipe ashes. Break matches in two after using. Find out the law before using a fire. One moment of carelessness can destroy national beauty and wealth that can never be replaced. Forest fires are a shameful waste because they can be prevented. Remember, only you can prevent forest fires. And now, back to Tales of the Texas Rangers.
We continue now with Tales of the Texas Rangers and our authentic story, Knockout.
It was a little before 10 that morning when we arrived in Houston. We parked the car a few doors away from the house where Millie Vinson's mother lived and walked toward it. It was a corner house in a poor neighborhood.
Not the fanciest place in the world, is it, Jace?
Millie's mother never went in for trimming.
Yeah. Hey. Jace through the side window. Girl sitting at the table.
Yeah, we're lucky. It's Millie herself.
What the devil's she doing with her foot up on the table?
I don't know. Let's get around to the front.
Think Gus is around somewhere?
It's hard to say. Matter of fact, I'm a little surprised to see Millie.
Maybe she wasn't in on that job last night.
We'll know that soon enough.
It's open, Ma. What are you knocking for?
Take the seat.
Oh. What do you want?
We want to talk to you, Millie.
I've done enough talking to you.
Where's Gus?
Get out of my light. Can't see what I'm doing.
Where's Gus, Millie?
Don't you ever get tired? How do I know where Gus is? I haven't seen him for 3 months.
Well, we look around anyhow.
Who says you can?
This?
I might have known you'd have a warrant. Okay, go ahead. Look.
I reckon you better walk around with us.
Don't you see I'm doing my toenails?
They'll wait. Come on.
Okay.
Is this the bathroom?
It ain't the dining room.
There's not in there. How about that room?
Ma's room. Door's open. You can see there's nobody in it.
What about this one over here?
This your room, Millie?
Yeah, and you ain't going in.
Excuse me, miss.
I said you ain't going in.
Now, look.
You stay away from that door.
Come on, get out of
there. Keep away.
Oh, you can see why you didn't want us in here. What are you doing with all those clothes on the bed, Millie? You getting ready to go somewhere?
I'm airing my dresses.
You always keep a couple of suitcases handy when you air dresses?
Okay, so maybe I'm going away.
Where?
It's my business. Hey, anybody got a cigarette?
Here.
Match?
Here you go. Where were you last night, Millie?
Right here.
You sure you weren't over in Jackson with Gus?
I told you I haven't seen Gus for 3 months.
We think you and he might have been up to your old knockout tricks, only this time your friend Gus killed a man.
I was right here all last night.
Where's your mother?
What do you want with her?
Was she home last night, too?
Sure.
Then we'll see if her story's the same as yours.
She's out. Won't be home for 5 or 6 hours.
Sounds like you expected her when we walked in. We'll just stick around till she gets here.
I told you she won't be...
Sounds like somebody coming now.
I'll get the door.
Just let us do the talking, Millie.
Dog, you get out! Get away! Get her gone! You call her, I'll kick you in your teeth right now. Get it. Oh, Millie, that's the last time going for groceries for you. Next time, you...
Oh, you back her again?
We want to ask you a few questions, Mrs. Vinson.
Tell him I was here last night. Tell him, Ma.
I said we'd do the talking. Mrs. Vinson, where was Millie last night?
Right here?
Were you with her?
Why, sure, of course it was. Think I go running around nights?
How about yesterday afternoon?
I was here. So was Millie.
I suppose Gus was here, too.
Why, sure, you was here, too. Ah, what's the matter? You dumb... Gus wasn't here. Well, how am I supposed to know? You ought to tell me who's supposed to be here and who ain't. You stupid.
All right, Millie. Get your shoes on. You're going with me. Clay stayed at the house in case Gus showed up. I took Millie back with me to Jackson. It was just past noon when we walked down the corridor to the sheriff's office. Come on, Millie. Pick up your feet.
You in such a big hurry.
Go on in. Sheriff?
That you, Jace?
Yeah. I think I got one of the pigeons from last night.
I'll be right in.
And you can sit down if you want.
Thanks.
You could make it easier for everybody if you'd tell us where Gus is.
Tell you? Ha, I got nothing to say to you.
Well, howdy, Jace. Well, who's this?
Millie Vinson. She used to work with Gus Howard. We think she worked with him last night.
That's a lousy lie.
I've seen her someplace before, Jace.
You're crazy. You never seen me.
She spent a couple of terms up at the woman's prison.
It wasn't there, sure. I just can't think where it was.
Millie doesn't seem to want to tell us where her partner is.
How do I know where he is?
He's never worked without you before.
Oh, he does now.
It's not likely. You'd never let Gus work with another woman. And I don't think you did last night.
I was home last night. I can prove it.
You mean by your mother? Not after that slip she made.
Ma gets mixed up every now and then. She'll be all right in court. If you ever get me to court.
You'll be there. Because last night you and Gus went with an old man to his hotel room. When he caught you slipping knockout drops into his drink, there was a big fight. And Gus killed him.
That's a lot of...
Hey, wait a minute. Now I know where I've seen you. It was in the hotel last night. I bumped into you when I was coming up the stairs.
You're crazy.
You were coming down from the second floor, probably from the room where Gus had just killed the old man.
How you going to prove that?
There was a hotel clerk with me. He'll remember you, too.
Suppose I was at the hotel. That don't mean I was in on any killing.
It's no use, Millie. We know you and Gus always work together. And we know Gus was in that hotel room.
How do you know?
From his fingerprints.
That ain't true. Gus wiped...
You were going to say Gus wiped off all the fingerprints. He did, Millie. All but one. He found it on the water faucet in the bathroom.
You mean you picked me up because Gus left his prints in that room?
Uh-huh.
That bonehead. If he had some sense, you'd never have got me.
That's what you said last time you got caught. Doesn't work that way, Millie.
Last time was his fault, too. He hadn't made me stop in that cafe for a beer. You'd never have found it. And he calls me stupid.
Where's Gus
Every
now?
time I get caught, it's on account of him. He's always playing it's a smart. He's got the brains, he says. I got the looks. Him and his brains.
Where is he?
Now he want me to sit still and take the rap for him. Well, I ain't gonna do it. If I get caught, he goes up along with me.
Is he in Houston?
No. You want to find that bum Gus, you got to get to Dallas.
Where?
Airport. He drove the car up this morning. I was going to take a plane up and meet him.
When?
At 9 tomorrow morning. We was going to take the 10 o'clock plane for L.A. Oh, that knucklehead.
All right, Sheriff. Lock Millie up, and we'll go get Gus.
I can hardly wait to see the look on his face when he gets brought in here. I can hardly wait.
I called headquarters and requested the Ranger plane to pick us up in Jackson. We flew to Dallas and spent the night checking hotels and restaurants in the hope of picking Gus up. We didn't find him. We decided he had either spent the night with friends or in his car. A little after 9 the next morning, we walked through the air terminal.
I sure hope that girl wasn't lying to us, Jace.
I reckon she was a little too sore at Gus to lie.
Well, all the same, I'd hate to think of him slipping through our fingers.
I don't see him inside here. He could be out at the gate. See him anywhere?
Nope. Jace, over there at the gate, too.
Uh-huh.
He sure looks impatient, pacing back and forth.
We work over to him as quietly as we can. If he...
Yeah, he sees us, Jace. He's starting to run. Hold it, Gus. Hold it.
Around the building. Come on.
Easy past this corner. Hell, I don't see him anywhere, Jace.
There he goes, out toward the front of the terminal.
He's heading for that taxi. I think we can get him. Grab him!
Get out of there, Gus. No good, cops. Give me that gun. Give it to me. I'll kill it. Drop it. Drop it.
Thanks for getting it back, Jace. I never should let him get it in the first place.
Who told you I was going to be here, Millie?
Put out your hands, Gus.
That dizzy dame. Every time I get caught, it's on account of her.
Funny. She thinks the same thing about you.
Hadn't been for her being so clumsy with those knockout drops, I wouldn't have been caught. Never should have taken that dizzy dame for a partner in the first place.
Don't worry about it, Gus. I've got an idea the judge is going to dissolve that partnership of yours anyhow. For good.
In just a moment, we will tell you the results of the case you have just heard.
An important part of our job here at NBC is to inform and bring news to our millions of radio listeners. We do this by offering you news and commentary programs throughout every broadcast day. And now, we invite you to listen more than ever to the special programs we are preparing to send your way over NBC. We invite you to follow the campaign of the next president on NBC. Here, for example, are some of the programs you will soon be hearing. On Saturday, June 28th, NBC will present a convention preview. George Hicks will serve as your narrator on this program, and he will interview Republican delegates from various sections of the country. Then on Tuesday, July 1st, we present Convention City, direct from Chicago, with Jim Hurlbut interviewing all the many people responsible for feeding and lodging the thousands of delegates to the conventions who will converge on Chicago in July. Consult your local newspaper for broadcast time, and join us here on NBC for a complete report on the conventions. And now back to Tales of the Texas Rangers.
And now, here are the results of the case you have just heard.
Millie Vinson and Gus Howard were tried and convicted for the murder of George Wilton. Millie Vinson received a 45-year sentence in the women's prison at Goree. Gus Howard was sentenced to Huntsville Penitentiary for the rest of his life.
Next week, Joel McCrea in another authentic reenactment of a case from the files of the Texas Rangers. Joel McCrea is currently seen starring in San Francisco Story, a Warner Brothers release. The cast included Tony Barrett, Parley Bear, Virginia Gregg, Gerald Moore, Herb Ellis, and Jeanette Nolan. Technical advisor was Captain M.T. Lone Wolf Gonzalez of the Texas Rangers. This story was transcribed and adapted by Charles E. Israel, and the program was produced and directed by Stacy Keach. Hal Gibney speaking.
Thursdays, enjoy the best of Groucho on NBC.
Tales of the Texas Rangers, starring Joel McCrea as Ranger Jace Pearson. Another authentic reenactment of a case transcribed from the files of the Texas Rangers. dates and places in the following story are fictitious for obvious reasons. The events themselves are a matter of record.
In this election year, this station is making it possible for you to follow the campaign of the next president on NBC. Tuesday, July 1st, be sure to hear another of NBC's pre-convention broadcasts. This program is called Convention City. It will offer you a complete description of the arrangements being made in Chicago, the host city of both the Republican and Democratic conventions this year. Jim Hurlbut of NBC Chicago will serve as your host. The program will include interviews with Chicago officials in charge of the convention arrangements. You will hear the unusual problems resulting from the almost gigantic task of entertaining the two major party conventions. We're sure you'll find this a fascinating program. So consult your local newspaper for broadcast time and join us Tuesday, July 1st for Convention City. This is another special program brought to you so you may follow the campaign of the next president on NBC. Now, Tales of the Texas Rangers.
And now, from the files of the Texas Rangers, the case called Ex-Con.
It is 10:30 on the morning of September 14th, 1940. 10 miles outside the town of High Point in southwest Texas, a thin, worn-looking woman sits in the back room of a rundown house. She is sewing a patch on a pair of child's dungarees when she hears the front door open.
Who's that?
It's me.
Tom? What you doing home this time of day?
Where are the kids?
Out playing somewhere? Why ain't you down at the packing house? Didn't the new job work out?
Oh, it worked out real good for an hour. For a whole hour, they let me clean up the place. Nice something to do with that, now wasn't it, Liz?
What happened?
Same thing that's happened before. I seen somebody whispering to the boss and pointing at me.
Tom.
I could see this guy's fat mouth making the words killer, ex-con. Same words everybody always whispers when they look at me. And the boss comes out and says he got somebody else for my job.
Did he pay you?
Yeah. Here. 70 cents. Get some meat and milk for the kids, and don't forget to put what's left in the bank.
Talking like that ain't gonna help now.
You don't know what helps. And quit nagging. I'm sick and tired of it. Telling me what I should and shouldn't do.
Tom, why
Now,
don't you...
shut up, I tell you.
Oh,
Liz. Oh, Liz, honey.
Tom.
I didn't mean it, honey. I'm sorry.
I know.
It's just everything's all wrong. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I got a feeling everything's gonna be all right. But there was even a man here looking for you this morning.
What kind of man?
You had real good clothes on and a pretty car. Maybe he's got some work for you.
Could be that fella from over at the brickyard. He almost gave me a job when I got out of the pen.
Yeah, that's who it must be.
Maybe he's got a job for me loading bricks.
He must want you awful bad way he was talking.
Loading bricks ain't bad work. I ought to get a buck an hour, easy, maybe $1.25.
Sure you will. And we won't have to worry no more about what
Ain't that somebody outside?
Sounds like it.
Oh, I can't let him see me in these dirty clothes.
It won't make no difference.
Do I look all right?
Just fine, Tom. Run your hand over your hair and smooth it down a little.
Yeah.
There. Oh, you look just fine.
I got a funny feeling in my stomach.
Now, don't be nervous, honey.
I'm coming. I'll be right there. Sorry, keep... Oh, it's you.
I want to talk to you, Dawson.
Just a second. I'm going outside, honey.
Don't you want to bring him in?
How many times I got to tell you to stay away from me?
Now, look,
It ain't
Dawson,
enough you come clawing around me in town. Now you got to come up to my house.
I'm only trying to offer you a job.
I come to your farm for a job. You turned me down.
Well, that was different.
But it's okay to ask me to do your dirty work, huh?
Don't look at it that way, Dawson. We're just helping each other out.
I told you before, I don't go for killing.
Suppose I give you 1,000 for the job instead of 500.
Why?
Now, wait a minute. There's a business proposition, Dawson. I know you can't get a job.
I'll get along.
They even fired you down to packing house. You never get a job around here.
You let me worry about that.
Well, you're already worrying plenty. I can see that. Now, listen, there's an old lady in a town north of here, and all you got to do is get rid of her.
Why'd you come to me?
Because you're the only one I know can do it.
Oh, I beat your lousy face.
Now, will you look? Cut out that stuff. This is business. $1,000 for easy job. How about it, Dawson?
All right.
That's more like it. Now, look. Here's a name and address on a slip of paper, and here's a gun. I don't care how you do it, but try and make it look like robbery.
What about the money?
Here's $100 now. You get the rest when I read about it in the papers.
Where are you going to be?
Away with friends for a few days.
I'll need money to get up there and back.
All right. Here, there's another $100. Now, don't waste any time getting started. I want to be reading good news in the papers soon, yeah?
Dirty, lousy.
Did you get the job?
Here's some money.
100. You ain't even started work yet. How come he give you
Never mind. Now take the money. Will you shut up? I gotta go up north for a day, so.
Not gonna work at the brickyard?
No. And quit asking questions.
What'd you just put in that sack?
Nothing.
I want to see.
Now keep away from here, Liz.
What are you gonna do, that gun?
I told you to keep away.
You're gonna do something bad. You're gonna get in trouble again.
Get out of the way.
Don't do it. You'll go back to the pen, and this time they won't let you out.
I'm in a hurry, Liz.
Think about the kids. You want them to grow up knowing the fathers are...
Yeah, go ahead. Say it. Knowing their father's a con. Well, they're right. 3 years in the pen and you get the name for life anyhow.
That ain't so. We'll make out. We will, Tom.
I'll see you as soon as I get back.
No, Tom, please.
Leave me alone.
Tom, don't do it. Come back, please.
10 minutes after Tom Dawson left the house, his wife took the children to a neighbor's. At noon, she appeared at a Texas Ranger Company headquarters. The distressed woman told her story to Ranger Jace Pearson.
I'm sorry, Ranger. I don't mean to keep bawling like this.
That's all right, man.
Tom ain't bad. Nobody knows that better than me. I didn't want to come here. But I gotta keep him from getting locked up again.
We'll do everything we can to help. Now, about this man who came to your place this morning. You say you never saw him before?
This morning was the first time.
And you don't know what he paid your husband to do?
No. But it must have been something bad. Else he wouldn't have given Tom a gun.
You sure your husband said he was heading north?
I'm sure of that. Tom never fooled with a gun before. He wouldn't hurt nobody on purpose, but he's got an awful bad temper.
I'm afraid we already know that from his record, ma'am.
The trouble he got into before, that was an accident. He didn't mean to kill Bob Peters. Bob wouldn't give him his wages, and Tom got mad and hit him.
He served his time for that, Mrs. Dawson. Our problem is to keep him from getting into any more trouble.
I don't know what I'll do if he has to go to jail again. It was so awful the last time. Oh, Ranger, you gotta stop Tom from doing something bad. You got to.
We will, ma'am. If we can find him. I put out an all-points bulletin on Tom Dawson, then took Mrs. Dawson home. Sheriff Sims in High Point agreed to help me in the search. We decided on the bus station as the first likely place to check. At 2:15 that afternoon, we entered the Trailways bus depot and walked toward the ticket window.
Yeah, you'd think a fellow like Dawson would have learned enough to keep out of trouble. What do you figure he's up to now?
Yeah, might be anything, Sheriff. Burglary, stick-up, even a killing. Whatever it is, I hope we can get to him before it's too late.
I sure hope we can get a lead here.
Can I help you, Ranger?
The Sheriff and I'd like to ask you a few questions, miss.
Sure. Oh, excuse me a second. I gotta announce that bus.
Hey, why on your check? Bus now leaving for San Antonio, Houston, and Dallas.
That's my bus. Goodbye.
All aboard.
Goodbye.
Oh, sure, I'm glad when that 2:30 bus leaves. Means I only got another half hour to work.
Uh-huh. You mind taking a look at that photo? You seen this man in here today?
Well, I think I have, yeah. He was in here, bought a ticket from me.
Where to?
See now, it was somewhere up north. I'm sorry, Sheriff, but I don't remember just where.
You were sure he was here, though?
Oh, I'm sure of that, all right. The reason I'm so positive, he gave me a $100 bill. When I gave him change, it pretty near cleaned out my cash drawer.
What time was this?
Well, I knew it was sometime afternoon, but I'm not too sure when.
What buses do you have going north in the afternoon?
Just two, the 1:30 and the 4:15.
All right, miss.
Thanks a lot.
Now, listen, honey.
Well, if his body's ticking before that 1:30 northbound left, he could be on it, Jace.
Yeah, I figure it's going to take us just about 2 hours to find out if he is. We drove north and overtook the 1:30 bus after it had traveled a little over 100 miles. Dawson was not aboard. We checked the 4:15 bus. He wasn't on it either. By 11 the next morning, we'd combed all of the towns where he could have stopped off. Still no trace of him. We gave up the search and headed back toward High Point. By noon, we were just coming into town.
I'm really beat, Jason. When I get to bed, I'm not going to move for 2 days.
Sure been a long night.
Worst part of it is we didn't accomplish a thing.
We can be pretty sure whatever Dawson got paid to do, he's probably done it by now.
I sure feel sorry for that wife of his. If Dawson gets sent up now, it's going to be for a long, long time. What are you stopping here for?
Over there, Sheriff. Coming out of that feed store.
Well, Dawson, right on Main Street.
Let's go.
He must see us, but it don't seem to bother him. He's just standing there.
He could be playing it cagey. Watch yourself.
Yeah. JC's starting to move.
Hold it, Dawson.
What do you want?
We'd like to talk to you.
What about?
About a bus ride you took yesterday.
You crazy? I ain't been on a bus in months.
Frisk him, Sheriff.
Put your hands over your head.
Why can't you guys leave me alone just because I spent a few years in the
No
pen?
gun, Jace.
What are you talking about, gun? I never had no gun.
Here's his wallet. Nothing. Not even $1 bill.
That's right, and you know why? Because you guys won't leave me alone so as I can get a job. Like just now in that feed
Wait
store.
a minute. There's something in this inside pocket. Yeah, slip of paper.
What'd it say?
Bella Ross, RFD 12, Odessa.
Give me that.
Who's Bella Ross?
That's my business.
Odessa's north of here, Jace. It's only 200 miles. Dawson could have made it up and back since yesterday.
Were you in Odessa last night, Dawson?
No.
Then where were you?
Well, I always am nights. Home.
Can you prove it?
Sure. Go talk to my wife. She'll tell you I was home. The whole night.
In just a moment, we will continue with Tales of the Texas Rangers, starring Joel McCrea as Ranger Jace Pearson.
There's a price tag on almost everything. Whether you drive a shiny new 1952 model or a pre-war jalopy, you had to pay the price. And when you're driving that car, remember that speed also has its price. Death or injuries that can cripple you for life. You may speed at times and get away with it, but the odds are too strongly against you that in some tight spot you will make a mistake while speeding. It'll be curtains for you. Or you'll have it on your conscience for the rest of your days that you took a life that you and you alone could have avoided if you weren't speeding. The price tag on speed violations last year was 15,000 killed and 500,000 injured. This year, thousands of lives can be saved if you and millions of other motorists come to the sober realization that speed is the biggest killer on the highways. You can do your part. At all times, drive as though your life depends on it. It does. Now we return to the Texas Rangers.
We continue now with Tales of the Texas Rangers and our authentic story, Ex-Con.
Tom Dawson continued to insist that he'd been home the night before. We wanted to check his story, so we left him at the sheriff's office and drove out to see his wife.
Oh,
Can we come in, Mrs. Dawson?
yeah. Yeah, you can come in.
Thanks.
What do you want?
Just like to talk to you about your husband.
Tom ain't done nothing.
We're not saying he has, but after talking to him in town, we got a few things we want to clear up.
You talk to Tom. Where is he?
The sheriff's office.
He ain't done nothing, I tell you. I wish I'd never come to you. I should have known it wouldn't bring nothing but trouble.
Where was your husband last night?
He was here, home with me the whole night.
Yesterday, you told me he left the house carrying a gun. You were afraid he was going to get into trouble.
I don't know why I come and told you that. Once in a while, I get thinking things that never happened, like I've been dreaming.
You told the ranger a man came up here and paid your husband to do something for him. Was that a dream, too?
I don't know. Maybe it was. I don't know nothing no more.
Mrs. Dawson, do you know a woman up in Odessa named Bella Ross?
No.
Ever hear your husband talk about her?
No, why you keep picking on Tom? Why don't you leave us be?
I got a feeling, ma'am, you're not telling us everything you know.
There ain't nothing to tell. I made a mistake yesterday.
Can't force you to tell us anything. But we'll find out what we want to know. And if your husband has done something wrong, we'll...
I tell you, he ain't done nothing wrong.
All right, ma'am. We'll be going now.
Ranger,
Yes, ma'am?
nothing.
Goodbye, Miss Dawson.
Jace, that woman's story's full of holes. She's lying.
I know. I was kind of hoping she'd save us that trip to Odessa.
You mean to check on Bella Ross?
Yeah. Let's get up there and see if she fits into this. When we arrived in Odessa, we made inquiries about Bella Ross. We learned she was a widow who lived alone on her ranch 10 miles out of town. Oil had been discovered on her land several years before, making her a wealthy woman. We drove to her ranch. The main house was locked and the blinds were drawn. We began to suspect that Dawson's connection with her might have been robbery or even murder. Just as we were about to return to town and get a warrant to enter the house, we spotted a cloud of dust a few miles away. We took the car and headed across the range. As we approached, we saw that the dust was made by a group of men branding calves in a makeshift corral.
Jace, I think we're just wasting time coming out here. I don't think any of these boys would have a key to the house.
If the foreman's out here, he might. Hey, you men over there. Any of you got a key to the Ross Ranch house?
Who wants the key to my house?
Jace, yeah. Are you Bella Ross?
Yeah, what about it?
I'm Ranger Pearson. This is Sheriff Sims. We'd like to ask you some questions, ma'am.
Well, sure, go ahead.
Have you noticed any strangers around your place the last day or so?
No, can't say as I have. Why?
You know a man named Dawson?
Excuse me a second, Ranger. Jim! You, Jim! Be careful how you handle them calves. They cost money. Oh, these hands nowadays just got no respect for stock. What's that fellow's name you was asking about?
Dawson, Tom Dawson.
No, don't think I know him. Is he from Odessa?
From High Point.
Oh, only one I know down there is my nephew,
Nephew?
Art Finch, my dead sister's boy. Only kin I got. You know him?
I've met him, Mrs. Ross.
Oh, he's a fine boy, ain't he?
Well,
Bet your life he is. I set him up on a truck farm 2 years ago. Told him if he was going to get all my money someday, he'd have to prove he could make some on his own.
How's he been doing?
Oh, just fine. Hear from him every week.
then you haven't been down there lately.
No, but I'm figuring to go down there soon. I wrote and told her a couple of weeks ago I was coming down. Look, I said I didn't mind answering questions, but I'd kind of like to know what this is all about.
I don't want to alarm you, Mrs. Ross. I may be wrong, but we think someone's trying to make trouble for you.
Make trouble? Well, who'd want to do anything to me?
That's something we can't say till we do a little more checking. But in the meantime, we'd like you to stay in your house till we can get you a police guard.
Police guard? What? That's downright crazy, Ranger. I can take care of myself.
I'm afraid we'll have to insist on it. If you don't mind, we'll take you back to the house with us right now.
Well, you probably know what you're doing, but I still think it's crazy. Wait, I'll talk to my foreman, then I'll be right back with you.
That nephew of hers, Jace. If he's made a success of his farm, the bank sure don't know about it.
How do you mean?
Finch has got the farm mortgaged up to the hilt. Bank's about ready to take it over.
You ever been out there?
Once. Place is in a shambles. I don't believe he's ever worked it.
Well, maybe he's got other interests.
I know he has. He's got a reputation around town for being a no-good playboy. We've had him up on drunk charges a couple of times.
He sure managed to fool his aunt.
Yeah. Jace, you starting to think the same as me, that maybe it's Finch who's trying to get his aunt out of the way?
Maybe. He's got everything to gain from it.
And then you reckon maybe we better pick him up and talk to him?
We need something on him first. The only person who can help us with that is Tom Dawson. We went back to High Point and began to question Dawson. We told him we thought Finch had hired him to kill Mrs. Ross. He continued to deny he had been hired to kill anyone. I saw we were getting nowhere and figured Mrs. Dawson might be able to help us make her husband talk. I drove out to pick her up. On the way into town, I told her our suspicions. From her reaction, I was convinced she still didn't know the nature of the job her husband had been paid for. She told me she was sure Dawson had changed his mind on his own accord. He had returned home just before supper and had stayed there the whole night. When we reached the sheriff's office, I asked Mrs. Dawson to wait in the corridor. Then I joined the sheriff, who was still questioning her husband and getting nowhere.
I tell you, I got nothing to say. And why do you guys keep trying to push me around?
Nobody's trying to push you around.
You get that idea out of your head, Dawson, we'll get along a lot better.
Me getting along with cops.
Look, we know you didn't kill Bella Ross. We're pretty sure you didn't even try. But you were hired to do it, weren't you?
Well, what if I was? I didn't do it.
What made you change your mind?
That's my business.
Who hired you, Finch?
You ain't gonna make a stool pigeon out of me. I don't tell nosy cops nothing.
Why are you protecting him? Don't you know you'll be convicted right along with him?
For what? I didn't go through with it.
No, but you were in on the plans, and that makes you guilty. With your record, you could get 10 years just for that.
10 years? Oh, what's it matter? Might as well be back in Huntsville as trying to make a living outside. Nobody cares anyhow.
I think you're wrong about that. You can come in now, Mrs. Dawson.
Hello, Tom.
Liz, what are you doing here?
Ranger brought me. He hadn't ought to come anyhow.
What for?
'Cause I love you. I don't want you locked up.
You don't want to bother with me. I'm no good.
Yes, you are. If you's no good, you'd have gone through with that killing. And if you's no good, I wouldn't ask the ranger to stop you.
You told the cops.
Yeah, Tom. It near killed me, but I'd do it again. I don't want you in jail. You belong with me and the kid.
Sure. To watch all three of you starve.
You'll make out. Sooner or later, people will forget you ever been in jail.
They never forget. Man makes a mistake, he pays for it all his life. Now, go on, Liz. Get yourself another man.
Is that the way you want it, Tom? Is that all you care about, me and the kid?
Oh, Liz.
All these years I've been thinking you loved us the way we love you. I reckon I was wrong.
Liz, don't talk that way.
Why not? It's true, ain't it?
No, it ain't true. Can't you see everything I've done was for you? Nothing works out. Nothing ever works out.
Tom, don't.
What am I going to do, honey? What am I going to do?
Tell them what they want to know. It's the only way we're going to make a real clean start. Tell them, Tom.
All right. Finch hired me. I couldn't go through with it. I cashed in the bus ticket, and then I took the gun and the money back to his farm.
What did he say?
He wasn't there. I forgot he was going to be away a few days. I wrapped him up with a note and gave him to Finch's neighbor.
And as far as Finch knows, you're still going through with the job.
I reckon so.
Dawson, it's not going to be easy to catch Finch. There's nothing that says you have to do this, but we need your help. How about it?
Tom?
All right. I'll help you.
We picked up the package containing the gun and money and took it back to Dawson's house. I figured it wouldn't be long before Finch got curious and showed up there. Our job was to get the evidence that would convict him. I sent for a couple of lab men and had them rig a camera and a hidden microphone in the brush near the house. We placed the tape recorder inside the house, and we coated the gun and money with a dye that would come off in a man's hands and could only be seen under ultraviolet light. We sent Mrs. Dawson and the children over to a neighbor's, and then we waited. The first day, nothing happened. On the evening of the second day, just after dark, the sheriff and I were standing in front of Dawson's house.
I don't know, Jace. Could be when he didn't read in the papers about his aunt being dead, he figured Dawson backed out of the job.
And you want to know why?
Maybe so, but I still think we ought to get out of all points on it.
Suppose we did pick him up. He'd say Dawson dreamed the whole thing up. And in a court, it'd just be his word against Dawson.
Well, I reckon we do need more evidence than we got, but all the same, I don't... What? Oh, yeah, I see the headlines.
This could be him, boys. You ready with the camera?
Yeah, right.
Let's get inside.
Yeah, I wish it was still daylight. Those flash bulbs will only give them one chance to get the picture.
If anybody can get it, they can.
Is he coming, Ranger?
Somebody is. Better get ready. And get over by the recorder, Sheriff. Keep low so he can't see us through the window.
Yeah, you want me to switch on the recorder, Jace?
Not yet. Dawson.
Yeah?
Be sure to hand him the gun so he won't know the bullets are missing.
Okay.
Let him knock again. Now.
I won't talk to you, Dawson. Okay.
I'll get the recorder.
Okay, Jace.
Been watching the papers. Haven't seen any good news. I ain't going through with it. You what? You better get somebody else. Here's a gun and the money you give me. Oh, wait a minute. It's more money that you
There's
want.
only $190 here. I used 10 for groceries. I'll have to pay you back when I can.
Dawson, look, I'll give you $2,000 to do
Dirty
it.
scum.
Yeah.
It's no use. Oh, $3,000. Here, you want this stuff. Now listen to me. That woman's my aunt. She's gonna leave me a lot of money. Good for you. But now that she finds out I haven't done anything with that farm she gave me, she'll be down any time now. Dawson, listen here. I'll give you $10,000 to kill Bella Ross. If you don't take this stuff, I'm gonna drop it on the ground. Now take it and get out of here. 10,000 buys a lot of food. Take it. All right. But if you think that what was that?
Come on.
Hold that light. What's going on here?
You just had your picture taken, Finch.
And now you're coming with us.
Oh, what?
For trying to murder your aunt.
You're not going to get me. Grab him, Jake.
Come back here.
I'll kill you.
Not with that gun. Put out your hand.
Let me alone. Let me go.
Now we're going to town and see how that picture turns out. I got an idea. It's one your aunt won't be proud to have in her family album.
In just a moment, we will tell you the results of the case you have just heard.
On Thursday, July 3rd, NBC will bring you the third in the special series of broadcasts in advance of the Republican National Convention, which will take place in Chicago. The program will feature well-known NBC newsmen assigned to the headquarters of the major candidates. You'll find your favorite commentators and reporters in Chicago, W.W. Chaplin, Merrill Muller, Richard Harkness, and Bob Letts. These NBC newsmen will describe campaign headquarters operations, and they will interview campaign managers and other key figures in the camps of Taft, Eisenhower, Warren, and Stassen. Yes, the NBC microphones will listen in to every detail and report it to you. Consult your local newspaper for broadcast time, and be sure to join us Thursday, July 3rd for Headquarters Report. This program is another step forward, making it possible for you to follow the campaign of the next president on NBC. Now, Tales of the Texas Rangers.
And now, here are the results of the case you have just heard.
Art Finch was tried for conspiracy to commit murder. Because of Dawson's assistance in obtaining evidence for the state, the court dismissed the case against him. The judge convinced the local farmer to give Dawson a probationary job. He was later taken on permanently. Art Finch was sentenced to 10 years in Huntsville Penitentiary.
Next week, Joel McCrea in another authentic reenactment of a case from the files of the Texas Rangers. Technical advisor was Captain M.T. Lone Wolf Gonzalez of the Texas Rangers. This story was transcribed and adapted by Charles E. Israel, and the program was produced and directed by Stacy Keach. Hal Gibney speaking.
Wednesdays, hear the best of Groucho on NBC.
Of the Texas Rangers, starring Joel McCrea as Ranger Jace Pearson. Another authentic reenactment of a case transcribed from the files of the Texas Rangers. Dates and places in the following story are fictitious for obvious reasons. The events themselves are a matter of record.
Tomorrow, from the Windy City, NBC, the national broadcasting company, begins its coverage of the Republican National Convention. More than 300 experts in their fields will be on hand to bring you every important news event of the next week. Yes, tomorrow is the big day. NBC has been preparing for this convention coverage for almost a full year. With tons of valuable equipment at their disposal and years of news experience behind them, men like H.V. Kaltenborn, John Cameron Swayze, Richard Harkness, W.W. Chaplin, and hundreds of other nationally known newsmen will see to it that you at home will be able to attend the Republican Convention on NBC. You'll be closer to the activity than many of the people at Chicago's International Amphitheater, for NBC will take you to the convention floor, to smoke-filled rooms, and to news studios built especially for convention use. Yes, NBC, with more personnel than any other network, will be your best bet for convention coverage. You'll hear all the news first on this station. Now, the Texas Rangers.
And now, from the files of the Texas Rangers, the case called the Boomerang.
It is late afternoon on a Thursday in May, 1937. Several miles north of Catonsville, Texas, a car containing two middle-aged women pulls up in front of a shanty on a rundown farm.
He's here, all right. There's his horse and buggy. I'll ride back with him, Ruthie.
All right, Ethel.
Thanks for driving me over.
Don't mention it.
All right. Don't break it down. I'm coming. Oh, Mrs. Hadley. What do you want?
Is my father in there?
No, he ain't.
Don't lie to me. That's his buggy.
I said he ain't around. Now get out of here.
Don't tell me what to do, Sam White. I'm coming in to get my paw.
You take one step inside my place and I'll bust you in the teeth.
What? Why, when my Harry gets back from his sisters, we'll see who gets busted in the teeth.
Your husband ain't going to do nothing to me.
Oh, no?
Oh, no. Harry's just as tired of your nagging as your pa is.
Oh.
He only went to Oklahoma to get away from you for a couple of weeks.
That ain't so. Now, you tell my pa to come out of there.
Why don't you get on your broom and fly off my property?
You're just asking for trouble, Sam, and you're gonna get it. Pa!
That you, Ethel?
Are you out back?
Yes. What do you want?
I'm taking him home, and he ain't never coming here again.
Why don't you ask him if he wants to go?
He don't belong around no filthy, sloppy pig like you.
The way I live's none of your nosy business. Hey, Roscoe, the warden's come to take you back.
What's the matter this time, Ethel?
How many times have I told you not to come over here? And what are you doing with your feet in that tub of dirty water?
It's for my rheumatism. It's got sassafras roots and kale in it.
Something Sam fixed up for you, I suppose.
I'd like to fix up a pine box for you.
Shut your mouth, you. Hey, ain't that Pa's watch chain you're wearing?
Well, what of it? He gave it to me.
Pa, why did you give him that gold chain?
Well, he liked it.
I never heard of such a thing. Sam, you hand over that chain right now.
You just try and make me, woman.
My mother give that to Pa.
And he gave it to me, so I'm keeping it.
Let's cut the arguing, Ethel. I give Sam a present and he's going to keep it. I want him to have it.
You're always giving him something. Suppose you give him that box of canned goods out by the back door, too.
I just loaned Sam the money for that until his pension check comes through. We bought the stuff because he invited me for supper.
What for? So he could get some more of your money?
It's your pa's money, not yours. If he helps me out once in a while, it's his business.
Well, it's my business, too. Come on, Pa, get your feet out of that tub.
Are you going to let your daughter push you around like that?
There ain't no use in arguing with her. She always gets her way.
If she was mine, I'd put her over my knee and whale the living daylights out of her, like she was a spoiled kid.
Come on, Pa. You can put your shoes on in the buggy.
Oh, all right, Ethel.
Sure, go on, both of you. Darn crazy woman. Look at you, letting her lead you around by the nose. Go on home, don't come back.
Oh, you don't mean that, Sam.
Damn right I do. Get off my property or I'll throw you off.
See? I told you he was only after your money. Go on, get up in the buggy, Pa.
I don't believe it. Why, Sam ain't that way.
Sure I am. She told you so.
You see? You're not giving him nor anybody else no more money.
I won't give him no more, Ethel.
I know you won't. Shouldn't keep all that money around the house anyhow. First thing tomorrow morning, you're going to get in this buggy and take every penny of it to the bank.
Yeah, you better do it, too, or she'll send you to bed without your supper.
Old fool. Get up, Rusty. Get up.
At 3:30 the following afternoon, Mrs. Hadley went to the office of Sheriff Nielsen and reported that her father, Roscoe Kreider, was missing. After a preliminary check, the sheriff requested aid from the Texas Rangers. 45 minutes later, Ranger Jace Pearson was at the sheriff's office.
You'll find him, won't you, Ranger?
We'll do our best, Mrs. Hadley. When was the last time you saw your father?
About 9:30 this morning, when he took off in the buggy.
With the $1,400?
Yes, sir. Was in a tin box.
He never got to the bank, Jace, and we can pretty well rule out the possibility of an accident. He's not at the hospital, and no doctor around here has seen him. Oh, excuse me.
I know something terrible's happened to him. And it's all my fault. I made him go.
I'll be right back, Jace. I'm going to take this call in the other office.
Okay, Sheriff. Was your father feeling all right when he left for the bank, Mrs. Hadley?
He wasn't ailing, if that's what you mean. But he was in pretty low spirits because I kept after him till he took off in the buggy. I was only doing it for his own good.
Did he ever stay away this long before?
Sometimes he'd sneak off with that awful man named Sam White. But I stopped off there, and Sam claims he ain't seen him all day.
You think he might be lying?
He sure could be, Ranger. He's a nasty old man.
Can I see you over here?
Sure. Excuse me, ma'am. What is it, Sheriff?
That phone call. One of our boys in a plane thinks he spotted Kreider's horse and buggy.
Where?
On the edge of Bourne's Lake. But there was nobody near it.
Have the deputy take Mrs. Hadley home. We'll go out there. We drove out to the lake. The horse was grazing about 50 feet from the unhitched buggy.
I don't see him anywhere.
There's nothing in the buggy.
You can see where he walked around unhitching the horse.
And I would look over there, Sheriff.
Where?
Down toward the edge of the water.
A lot of footprints.
Yeah.
He must have gone up to his ankles in mud.
Looks like someone shoved a rowboat off here into the water.
Reckon he went rowing?
It doesn't make much sense that Roscoe Kreider would take his money down here and go rowing.
Sure doesn't. Can you see any boats on the lake?
No, not from here. Let's get up on that rise.
We ought to be able to spot it from there. The lake's only half-mile across at most.
Yeah, this should be high enough.
And there isn't a single boat out there.
Now, wait a minute. There's one over there in that inlet. Nobody in it, though. Let's take a look. Might be the one Kreider used.
Fine place to leave a boat.
Yeah. Looks like it just drifted into these reeds.
The oars are pulled in.
The boat he took, all right. That mud on the floor is still wet.
Well, the boat's in the water, so it's a pretty good chance he didn't go on shore.
Wait a minute, Sheriff.
What's the matter, Jace?
A straw hat over there floating with the reeds. Come on.
Doesn't look like it's been in the water very long.
Look at the initials in this hat band. R.C.
Roscoe Kreider. He must have committed suicide.
Guess so. We better drag the lake. We told Mrs. Hadley the news. She broke down and bitterly blamed herself for her father's death. She felt she'd driven him to it by being too hard on him. I called headquarters for aid, and at dawn the following morning, a crew started dragging the lake. The sheriff and I circled the shore on horseback to see if the body had been washed up.
Still worried about not finding the money?
Don't you think it's kind of funny?
Well, not exactly. Look, Jace, no man in his right mind commits suicide in the first place.
Well, that's right.
As I see it, Roscoe Kreider was all riled up because his daughter was running his life to her liking. If he was mad enough to kill himself, I think he'd be sore enough to take his money to the bottom with him.
Maybe so. I can't see why he wanted to destroy $1,400. After all, Mrs. Hadley wasn't after his money. She was only trying to help him in her own way.
I'm almost willing to bet we'll find that money on the end of a grappling hook.
We'll see.
Whoa, Charlie. Hold it, boy. See anything, Jace?
No. Just like to check under that pier. It's a good place for a body to get wedged in.
Well, you better be careful. This old pier is rotten clean through. Not safe to use anymore.
Uh-huh.
Couple boards missing. You can see straight down to the piling.
Yeah. Let me take a look.
See anything, Jace?
No. It's all clear down here. Let's go out to the end. Sheriff, have any of the dragging crew been on this pier?
No, I told them to keep off. Why?
There's fresh mud tracks on this planking.
Well, I know none of the boys were out here.
Looks like these tracks were made by someone who got out of a boat.
You mean maybe Roscoe Crider didn't commit suicide?
I don't know. We didn't find any suicide note. Besides, what proof do we have that Roscoe Crider wasn't robbed and killed?
You think these tracks belong to somebody who killed Roscoe?
It's sure possible. Killer could have tried to make it look like suicide by rowing Crider's body out the middle of the lake and pushing it overboard, then landing here at the end of the pier.
Yeah, that'd sure explain these muddy tracks.
Yeah. Another thing. The wind's been blowing from the southeast for the last couple of days. The boat would float right toward that inlet. That's just where we found it.
Maybe you're right, Jace. Maybe it was murder.
When we find the body, we'll know for sure.
So, now we start looking for a murderer, huh?
Uh-huh. And a clever one. Somebody who knew Roscoe Crider was carrying a lot of money.
Only two people knew that. Mrs. Hadley and Sam White.
That's just what I've been thinking. Let's go pick him up.
In just a moment, we will continue with Tales of the Texas Rangers, starring Joel McCrea as Ranger Jace Pearson.
At this moment, throughout the country, millions of motorists are beginning to wend their way home along crowded highways from a long Independence Day weekend. It is at times such as these when accidents happen more frequently, when death and driving draw closer together. You can help to decrease the accident and death rate on our nation's highways. Excessive speed for driving conditions is a major cause of many motor accidents. Control your speed at all times to keep within the safe speed, not just the legal limit. America's professional truck drivers are taught to drive ahead of themselves and to avoid accidents by seeing them threaten before they can happen. They know that careful driving keeps them from having accidents which may take lives. Speed is the number one killer on the highways. So drive carefully today on your way home from an enjoyable weekend, and tomorrow wherever you go in your car. Exercise caution, courtesy, and the golden rule, for the life you save may be your own. Now Act 2 of the Texas Rangers.
We continue now with Tales of the Texas Rangers and our authentic story, The Boomerang.
We left the crew at the lake and drove to Sam White's dilapidated farmhouse. Outside, we saw an elderly woman trying to lead a mule up a ramp into the back of a truck.
I wonder who that woman is. Sam isn't married.
Probably a neighbor.
Howdy, boys.
Howdy, ma'am.
Howdy. How come Sam isn't out here helping you with this mule?
Oh, he moved. Come on now, get up here. This here mule's as stubborn as Sam White.
When'd he move?
Last night, bought all his stock, but this ornery mule of his won't pay me no mind. Get on up there. I'm going to have to take a whip to him sure as I'm born.
Know where Sam went?
I got no idea at all. When he come by last night, he had all his stuff piled on the trailer, hooked on back, the old wreck he drives.
Believe I know you, do a ma'am?
Sure you do, Sheriff. I'm Red Russell's sister, live over near the South Wash.
Oh, of course. I didn't recognize you with your hair, Bob. Did Sam say where he was going?
Nope, just said, doggone you, mule, now get on up, not down. Come on now, come on. That's it, boy. Land sakes, that was. Would you mind just shoving that ramp and closing the tailgate?
Sure, ma'am.
Thanks. Now, what was I telling you?
About last night.
Oh, yeah. Well, Sam said it was an emergency. Had to go away, didn't say why. So he sold me the whole shooting match. Already got the hogs and a couple of Angora goats and some chickens. He didn't even know for sure how many of them he had. And then this here mule.
Did he act like he needed money?
No, sir, I wouldn't say that. He was satisfied with $42 I give him for the whole batch of stock. Them goats and hogs are worth more than that by themselves.
Seems like he wanted to sell out at any price.
Are you sure he didn't say anything that would tell where he was heading?
Nope, not a single word. I signed over the milk check the dairy give me, and he drove off.
Check?
Yep. Something wrong?
What company issued that check, ma'am?
Criterion Dairy.
Thanks, ma'am. Come on, Sheriff.
Where are we heading, Jace?
Criterion Dairy. When that check comes back, we want to know where it was cashed. We went to the dairy company. They arranged with their bank to notify us when the canceled check came back. Meanwhile, we continued our search for Roscoe Kreider's body without success. A week later, the check came through. It had been cashed 300 miles away in Tucker, Texas, by a real estate broker named John Cooney. We went there.
Well, that's it, Jace. There's your sign, John Cooney.
Maybe Sam White bought some property. Yeah, I'll get it.
Thanks.
Morning, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
You, Mr. Cooney?
Yes, sir, I am.
You remember cashing this check?
Let's see now. No, sure. I took it as a rental payment a few days ago.
From a man named Sam White?
That's right. Rented him a little place out on York Road, and he gave me the check for part of the rent. Is something wrong with the check?
No, it's okay. How do we get to Mr. White's place?
Well, it's about 3 miles out on York Road. But if you want to see him, he's probably in town.
What make you think so?
Well, when he rented the farm, he asked me where he could pick up some stock. I told him to go down to the auction yard today. They have sales every Monday, you know. I'm sure he'll be down there.
That's about it, Jace.
Yeah. Let's get over to that auction. The auction was held out in the open. We moved around the edge of the crowd trying to spot Sam White.
You know, we're sure going to have a time finding him among all these people.
I just hope he doesn't see us first and sneak out. Why don't we mix with the crowd and wander through it, Sheriff?
Okay. Could we get through here, please? Sam's a big man, Jace. Easy to... Hey, Jace, I think I see him.
Where?
Right up front, wearing that checkered shirt.
Uh-huh. Come on. Excuse me, please.
Pardon me.
Let us through, please.
He sees us, Jace. Look, there he goes.
Keep an eye on him, Sheriff.
Would you let me through here, please?
Please.
Please. Mister, thank you.
He's running past that pen full of hogs.
Sam, hold it.
He's making for the parking lot.
Sam! Sam White!
Hold it, White. You're not going anywhere, so just stand still.
Well, what do you want of me, Ranger? I ain't done nothing unlawful.
And then why are you running away?
I wasn't running from you. Fact is, I didn't see you. I forgot I had to meet a fella. I was in the rush to get there. You ain't going to hold me back, are you?
You're darn right we're going to hold you. You've got a lot of answering to do.
About what? I don't know what you want me to tell you.
Why did you leave Catonsville in such a hurry?
Well, there's no crime in moving. It's a free country, Ranger.
How come you picked the day Roscoe Kreider disappeared?
Well, when I heard poor Roscoe drowned himself, I didn't feel like staying around no more.
Are you sure you didn't leave because you murdered him?
Ranger, you ain't serious, are you? Me kill Roscoe? Why, we is closer than most kinfolk.
He had $1,400 on him the day he disappeared. Outside of his daughter, you were the only one who knew that.
Well, that don't make me no more a murderer than a blue-nosed mule.
Where'd you get enough money to be stocking another farm?
Sold all my livestock before coming here. I can prove it.
You don't have to. We know you only got $42 for it.
How about it, Sam? You want to tell us the truth?
You're digging a dry well, Sheriff. I wouldn't rob or kill Roscoe, rest his soul, no more than I can fly like a bird.
Sam, if we find that money in your house, you're in for a lot of trouble. You know that, don't
you? You stay away from our house. There ain't nothing in it to interest you at all.
Quit stalling, Sam. We think you murdered Kreider and took his money.
You're going to have to prove it.
Maybe we will. Sheriff, let's lock him up. We turned Sam White over to the local constable. Then we got a search warrant from the magistrate and went out to the farm White had rented.
Well, look at it, Jace. Hardly any difference between this shack and his last one.
Yeah, I reckon he was going to use that money for other things. Door's locked. Let's try that window.
It's open a couple inches.
Good. Yeah, I'll go in first. You don't have to climb through. I'll open the door, Sheriff.
Okay, Jace.
He doesn't have much furniture in here. Shouldn't take us long to go through his stuff.
Not many places in here to hide it.
Let's try this closet. Some packages up on the shelf.
A lot of old shoe boxes.
Yeah, here's a tin box. The cover's really jammed on tight. Well, there it is. Neat little stack of bills.
Mm-hmm. I reckon this cinches the case.
It sure does. Let's show this to Sam White. See what he has to say. Come on. Hey, wait a minute, Sheriff.
What is it?
You hear that noise?
Sounded like it came from that back room.
Careful, Sheriff.
What? Roscoe.
What are you doing here, Mr. Crider?
Please don't take me away. I don't want to go back home.
Are you all right?
Ethel sent you to bring me back, didn't she? Please tell her you couldn't find me.
Nobody sent us, Mr. Crider. We thought you were dead.
Well, that's what I wanted you to think. Ain't there some way you can forget you've seen me?
How about telling us what this is all about?
You promise I can stay here?
You're an adult. You got a right to do anything you want.
Yeah, my daughter don't think so. Everything I done was wrong. I couldn't smoke in the house. I had to eat only what she liked. I had to go to bed when she had company. Treated me just like a kid. Well, you had money. Why didn't you move out? I did. I moved in with Sam once. Ethel come after me and made me go back home. I mean, she took me by the arm and she dragged me. She said my place is with her.
You didn't have to pretend you were dead. There must have been some other way.
Oh, I don't know, Ranger. Ethel would never give up on me unless I was dead. I ain't never going back.
Did Sam talk you into that fake suicide?
Yeah.
You sure he didn't do it just to get more of your money?
Oh, no, Ranger. Why, Sam always pays back what he owes me. And the only money I spend now is for my own keep.
I see. Mr. Crider, you know your daughter has to be told you're alive.
No. It'd just be the same thing all over again. Nagging me and bawling me out. Please don't tell her.
We have to, Roscoe. She filed a missing persons report. She has to know you're alive.
Well, do you have to tell her where I am?
That part's up to you.
Well, then I don't want her to know.
She's been miserable blaming herself for your suicide.
She don't care.
She does, Mr. Crider. She does care. She thought she was doing the right thing for you. She knows now she was wrong.
Yeah, not Ethel. She'd never own up to being wrong about anything.
If you could see her now, you'd know how sorry she is for the way she treated you.
But I wish I could believe that. It'd make me feel a lot happier.
You give us a chance to prove it?
Well, maybe, but how?
You leave that up to us.
You can come into the office now, Miss Hadley.
Thank you. Hello, Ranger.
Hello, Mrs. Hadley. Sit down, won't you?
Thank you. The sheriff said you had something to tell me.
Yes, ma'am. We've got some news for you. Your father's alive.
Alive? Oh, thank God. Thank God. Is he all right?
He's fine, Mrs. Hadley.
Tell me, where is he?
That's something we can't tell you.
You mean you don't know?
We know.
Then I don't understand. Why can't you tell me?
Because he asked us not to.
Oh, he hates me. He hates me that much.
No, ma'am, he doesn't hate you.
He must. If he didn't, he'd want to see me.
Maybe he does want to see you, but he's afraid you'd make him come back and live with you.
No, I wouldn't.
Mrs. Hadley, your father likes his freedom.
I know that now. But I love him so. I thought everything I did was for his own good. I was wrong.
Well, we all make mistakes.
He'll never forgive me. Now I'll never be able to see him again. Oh, Paul.
Excuse me a minute, Mrs. Hadley. Did you hear what she said, Mr. Crider?
Yes, I heard.
You believe us now?
I believe you, Ranger. I want to see her.
In just a moment, we will tell you the results of the case you have just heard.
Tomorrow, the Republican convention begins in Chicago. Gathered in this convention city are more than 300 employees of NBC, all completing last-minute details, so that tomorrow morning you will hear the best convention coverage. Yes, as in every election year since 1928, NBC will be the leader in convention news coverage in 1952. Top news reporters, men like H.V. Kaltenborn, John Cameron Swayze, Morgan Beatty, W.W. Chaplin, and a dozen more, will be on a round-the-clock basis to bring you all the convention news when and as it happens. Through the facilities of the National Broadcasting Company, you will travel throughout Chicago to hotel headquarters, special meeting places, the convention hall itself, and to NBC's special studios built just for giving you top convention coverage. No other network offers you a better way to attend the Republican convention. Hear every exciting moment on this station of the NBC radio network. Now, the conclusion of Tales of the Texas Rangers.
And now, here are the results of the case you have just heard.
Mrs. Hadley kept her word. Her father continued living quietly with Sam White on their rented farm. Until his death 7 years later, Roscoe Kreider made periodic visits to his daughter in Catonsville.
And here again is the star of our show, Joel McCrea.
Folks, today is a red letter day for Tales of the Texas Rangers. It marks our second anniversary on the radio. And as we go into the beginning of the third year, we want to tell you listeners how much we've appreciated your letters and wonderful comments. Most of you know that it takes a lot of work to put on a show of this type. From the gathering of the research material to the sign-off of the actual broadcast, there are dozens of people who help to put over Tales of the Texas Rangers. To the Ranger Force, and to all our wonderful friends at the Department of Public Safety, to Captain Gonzalez, to the staff at NBC, and to the local stations that make up this great network, we say thanks ever so much. And to you, the listeners, our grateful appreciation. We hope we'll be with you for a long time to come, and we hope you feel that way, too. Good night, folks, and thanks. See you next week.
Next week, Joel McCrea in another authentic reenactment of a case from the files of the Texas Rangers. Joel McCrea is currently seen in San Francisco Story, a Warner Brothers release. The cast included Tony Barrett, Elizabeth Slifer, Ralph Moody, Howard McNair, Parley Bear, and D.J. Thompson. Technical advisor was Captain M.T. Lone Wolf Gonzalez of the Texas Rangers. This story was transcribed and adapted by Bernard Ederer, and the program was produced and directed by Stacy Keats. Hal Gibney speaking.
Wednesday is here, the best of Groucho on NBC.
Tales of the Texas Rangers, starring Joel McCrea as Ranger Jace Pearson. Another authentic reenactment of a case transcribed from the files of the Texas Rangers. Dates and places in the following story are fictitious for obvious reasons. The events themselves are a matter of record.
How does a radio network go about covering a national political convention? It could be simple. Just place a microphone on the rostrum and listen to the speeches. Well, that's one way, but it wouldn't bring you the real excitement and atmosphere of a convention. It wouldn't bring you anything of the behind-the-scenes plans and deals that are so much a part of the political game. These are the reasons why NBC sent more than 300 expert newsmen and technicians to Chicago to cover the Democratic Convention beginning Monday, July 21st. There's an NBC man for every 4 delegates. With NBC, you'll interview the delegates, hear the candidates' informal speeches and off-guard moments, and the myriad political technicalities will be made crystal clear by America's greatest newsmen. Yes, for complete, careful, concise coverage of the Democratic National Convention, make your headquarters the NBC Radio Network. You will find that their years of leadership in radio news reporting means continued leadership in the coverage of the Democratic Convention. Now, Tales of the Texas Rangers.
And now, from the files of the Texas Rangers, the case called Finger Man.
It is just before noon on a sweltering day in August 1943. In the county jail at Dover, Texas, 9 men are eating lunch at a table on the runway just outside their cells. Among the prisoners are Leon Desser and Carl Foley, serving 1-year sentences for unlawful possession of firearms.
It's hot.
Yeah. Give me the bread, Foley, huh?
Lousy stew in this hot weather. Makes my stomach sick just looking at it.
How about the bread?
I can feel the heat coming through that tin roof. They got no right putting a tin roof on this place.
Hey, you're gonna give
Will
me
you
that...
quit crying?
Well, I only wanted...
Here.
Well, you didn't have to do that, Foley.
Heat's bad enough without you crying in my ear.
They'll be bringing that horn kid back from the courthouse any minute. Deputy hears you throwing food around, he's slapped you into solitary.
Yeah, well, let him try.
Oh, you talk big.
Desser? We're gonna bust out of here.
You crazy? We already done 6 months. Another 6 and they'll let us out.
I ain't spending another day in this hot box. We're busting out.
Foley, look. Just 6 more months. It ain't long. Then we start knocking over stores again, and they won't be looking for us.
You're chicken, Desser. I don't know why I ever picked you for a partner in the first place.
You know why? You like the way I open safes. Ain't that it, Foley?
You're chicken.
Look.
I said we're busting out.
Okay. How do you figure to do it?
All these guys have got to be with us. Otherwise, it won't work. Hey, you guys. Listen. Desser and me is busting out of here. You with us?
How you going to work it, Foley?
Now, listen. It won't be tough. Deputy will be bringing that horn kid back. We'll hear him when he unlocks the outer door. Minute he opens the door into this runway, we jump him and get his keys.
That don't sound so easy.
Shut up. You guys in?
Yeah.
All right. Now let's keep talking like we always do so as we don't tip our hands.
Where are we going to go when we get out?
First thing we got to do is get out.
Yeah, well, if he yells for
Will you shut up? Time the sheriff gets upstairs, we'll be out.
And if we ain't?
Sheriff don't want his deputy killed, does he?
He's coming.
Okay, you guys, now get ready. Don't jump till I give the word. Keep talking.
You got a match there. Here, you got a light.
All right, Horace, get in there. I'll bring you some food in a few minutes.
Now!
Hey, what's going on?
Don't let him close that door.
You can't do this.
He's getting away.
Come on.
He's going to throw them keys outside.
Grab him.
Oh, give me them keys. Hey, you ain't gonna get them.
Hold on to him, Desser.
No, you don't.
He threw them out.
You dirty cop.
Sheriff!
Prisoners holding the deputy inside their cell block began to riot. Unable to cope with the situation alone, the sheriff requested assistance from all law enforcement officers in the vicinity. First to arrive on the scene was Texas Ranger Jace Pearson. As he pulled up in front of the jail, he found the sheriff outside, his rifle trained on broken bars of a second-story window.
Sure glad you got here, Jace. Don't know how much longer I could have managed alone.
And we'll have some more help in 10 or 15 minutes. A couple of highway patrol units are on the way.
And you can see where they busted out 2 of the bars in that window. Must have tore up one of the bunks to do it.
Uh-huh. That rope they've let down looks like it was made out of mattress tickets.
One of them started down just before you got here. Jumped back when I bounced a bullet off the side of the building.
Just a matter of time before they try to use your deputy as a shield for a getaway.
Yeah, and that's what worries me. If it hadn't been for Joe being up there, I'd have gone in.
Yeah, it's just well you didn't try it alone. Anybody covering the side windows?
Well, I deputized a few townspeople. Don't know how much good they'll be in a pinch.
You tried to talk to the prisoners yet?
Yeah, but I can't get any sense out of them.
Mind if I try?
I wish you would.
Hey, you men up there. I can't talk to all of you. Pick one to speak for you.
There, you see, that's all I could get. I sure hope they haven't done anything to Joe.
Boys want me to talk for them.
And listen. Go back to your cells, all of you.
The dirty no
Don't
good.
forget us, Ranger. We know you won't do nothing while we got the deputy up here. You listen to what we got to say.
What have you got to say?
We're coming out, and we ain't going to be shot at.
I wouldn't try it if I were you. You'll never make it.
We'll take that chance.
That's Foley, Jace. Him and his partner, Desser, are real bad apples.
Yeah.
Hey, Ranger, we want your guns. Yeah, we want your guns. Tie them to that rope we've got out the window. Then get back across the street and keep your hands up.
Jace, I hate to say it, but if we want to save Joe, I reckon we ought to do what they tell us.
That's something we won't do, no matter what happens.
All right, come on, Ranger. Quit stalling us. You want something to happen to the deputy.
How do we know he's all right?
He's all right.
We want to hear him tell us.
He can't. We got him tied up and gagged.
And take the gag out of his mouth. We want to hear him talk before we do anything else.
Wait a minute.
Poor old Joe. Reckon he feels pretty bad about letting himself get tricked the way he did.
Yeah.
Deputy's ready to talk now.
Speak to him, Sheriff.
You all right, Joe?
Yeah, I'm all right, Sheriff. What you better do if they want?
That's not Joe.
You positive?
I've known Joe for 15 years. I could tell his voice any place. I'm afraid they've already done something to him.
Get one of the townspeople to take over here, Sheriff. We're going up there.
Ted? Yo. Take over here, will you? Plug the first one shows his head outside those bars.
All right, Sheriff, I'll tell you.
All right, Jason, I'm ready.
Who else is up there besides Foley and Desser?
Yeah, most of them are pretty tough boys. 5 of them waiting trial for armed robbery. Desser and Foley are serving a term for carrying guns.
Yeah, I heard that was all you could get on them.
It don't seem like anybody's been too successful.
I know. We got a list of 61 knob-knocking jobs we think Desser and Foley pulled. But so far, we've only been able to pin one offense on them.
Yeah, and that was 8 years ago, wasn't it?
They did 3 years at Huntsville then. You got your set of keys with you, Sheriff?
Mine and Joe's. They must have rushed him before he could get out, but he did manage to throw the keys through the bars.
You didn't talk to him before you came outside?
No, as soon as I got close to the cell block, they started yelling they'd kill Joe if he come any closer.
Hey, Foley, the sheriff's coming. He's got the ranger with him.
Okay. Thought we told you to try nothing funny, Ranger.
Where's the deputy?
He's in here. You better keep away if you don't want something to happen to him.
Jace, there's just a chance Joe might still be alive. If we go in there,
Foley, I'll give you 10 seconds to bring the deputy out here where we can see him. Otherwise, we're coming in.
Keep out of here, Ranger. I'm warning you.
You're back from this door, all of you. Open it up, Sheriff.
You sure have made a wreck of this place.
Yeah.
Oh, get back.
Now get back into your cells. Come on, move.
Now be careful, Jace.
I said get back into those cells. And don't get any funny ideas, Desser.
Now, what's a gun? I wasn't going to try that. Now, honest, Ranger.
Now, all of you get moving. Keep moving. You, Foley, pick up your feet.
Yeah, I'm picking it up.
Now, get in your cells, all of you. All right, Sheriff. Lock them up.
Okay, Jace. All right, keep back there, Ciccone.
Pretty tough, ain't you, Ranger, huh? Bet you wouldn't try coming up here without them guns.
Where's the deputy?
Why don't you look for him?
We've had just about enough smart talk out of you, Foley.
You ain't even begun hearing from me.
Well, that does it, Jace.
Yeah. Now, we gotta find out what... Over here, Sheriff.
What?
Between the bench and the table.
It's Joe. Hey, we better get a doctor.
No use, Sheriff. He's dead. The deputy had been stabbed to death. After a short search, we found the murder weapon, a blood-stained fork. While we waited for the justice of the peace to authorize removal of the body, I took the fork downstairs and checked it for fingerprints. It had been wiped clean. And I went back to the runway in front of the cells.
Any luck, Jace?
No. Have you talked to him?
Not yet. I've been waiting for you.
All right, men. One of you killed the deputy. Now I want to know who it was.
Don't you wish you knew, copper?
Shut up, Foley.
Are you ready to talk? How about you?
I don't know nothing, Ranger.
You, Foley?
You're wasting your time. Nobody's going to tell you nothing.
Desser?
Me? I didn't do it.
Well, who did?
I didn't see nothing.
Maybe the deputy fell. Maybe it was an accident.
You keep your mouth shut, Foley.
Yeah, you...
Okay. Then every one of you is going to be booked for murder.
Hey, what kind of...
All right. We'll give you one last chance. We'll talk to you individually. Maybe one of you will change your mind.
He's trying to make stool pigeons out of us. We ain't going to let him do that, are we, boys?
Oh, no, Ranger.
Well, it's up to you. Unless somebody talks, all of you take the rap. All right, Foley. You're first.
Don't worry, boys. You ain't going to get nothing out of me. And you won't get nothing out of the rest of you, will he?
Take him downstairs, Sheriff. Come on, Foley.
I'm getting tired, Ranger. When are you going to take me back up to my cell?
When I'm through talking to you. Who killed the deputy?
Takes a long time for you to catch on to something, don't it? I got nothing to say.
Did you see him killed?
How do I know? Things happen pretty fast up there. Reckon he got in somebody's way.
Whose idea was it to break out of jail?
We all got the idea at the same time. It's hot up there. Can't expect men to stay in a place like that when there's a chance of getting out.
I got Desser out here, Jace, whenever you're ready.
You can bring him in now, Sheriff.
Come on, Desser.
Don't push me, Sheriff.
Come on.
You didn't tell nothing, did you, Foley?
You think I'm nuts?
That's enough talk. Come on, Foley. Let's go back upstairs.
See you keep your mouth shut, Desser.
I told you to pipe down.
Sit down, Desser.
Yeah, thanks, Ranger. But I got nothing to say. Nothing at all.
The sheriff tells me you served 6 months of your term.
Yeah, 6 months. Yeah.
Only 6 more to go, then you could have been out.
It wasn't my idea to bust out of here, Ranger, honestly.
Whose idea was it?
Well, even if I didn't deserve getting put in here, I wasn't even thinking of busting out.
Who planned the break?
I don't know. Seems like the deputy opened the block door and things started happening. I don't know whose idea it was.
Did you see the deputy get killed?
No, not me. When all the fighting started, I run back into my cell. I don't like fighting. Ranger, you gotta believe me. I turned over a new leaf. I'm going straight.
It's a shame you won't have a chance to prove it.
Why not?
You heard what I said upstairs. If we don't find out who killed the deputy, you all take the rap.
Well, what happens if maybe somebody talks?
Then only the guilty person goes on trial for murder.
I ain't saying I seen anything, Ranger. But suppose I did. And suppose I told you what I seen. You think maybe I wouldn't have to serve my other 6 months?
And that's something that's not up to me.
Oh, it ain't fair to send a guy like me up with the rest of them. I didn't have nothing to do with him.
What do you know about it, Desser?
If a man was to tell what he's seen, them fellas upstairs, they'd kill him. If they knew, would they have to know?
Sooner or later, you'd have to testify at the trial.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to be a trial yet.
What do you know, Desser?
I don't want to take no murder rap, Ranger. I'm going straight. I just want to get out.
And chances are you never will if you don't tell what you know.
Yeah, suppose I wasn't in my cell when a deputy got stabbed.
I didn't think you were.
Suppose I was to talk to them fellas upstairs, they'd kill me.
Sheriff could arrange a separate cell for you.
You sure about that, Ranger?
Uh-huh.
And none of them couldn't get near me?
That's right. Who was it, Desser?
Hey, you gotta protect me, Ranger. You gotta.
We'll see that you're safe. Who killed the deputy?
The guy I used to work with. Carl Foley.
In just a moment, we will continue with Tales of the Texas Rangers, starring Joel McCrea as Ranger Jace Pearson.
Only a madman or a fool would intentionally set fire to one of our forests or woodlands. Yet 90% of our forest fires are started by people. Most of these man-caused fires are due to plain carelessness. A campfire left smoldering, a lighted match thrown from a car window, a cigarette not extinguished. In less troubled times, the waste due to forest fires would be tragic. In these dangerous times, it can be disastrous. Forest fires destroy natural resources we need to keep our country strong. They impede the production and transportation of critical defense supplies, interfere with military training, and may destroy military installations. Join in the fight against carelessness. Crush out cigarettes, cigar, and pipe ashes. Break matches in two after using. Drown all campfires, then stir and drown again. Find out the law before using a fire. One moment of carelessness can destroy national beauty and wealth that can never be replaced. Forest fires are a shameful waste because they can be prevented. Remember, only you can prevent forest fires. And now back to the Tales of the Texas Rangers.
We continue now with Tales of the Texas Rangers and our authentic story, Finger Man.
We called in 2 townspeople as witnesses and took Leon Desser's statement naming Foley as the killer. But we knew Desser's word alone wouldn't be enough for a conviction. We began questioning the other prisoners. No one would admit he'd seen anything. The last one to be brought in was a boy in his early 20s.
This is Johnny Horn, Jace. He was the one Joe was bringing back from the courthouse when the break started.
Sit down, Johnny.
Yes, sir.
Did you lose something?
No, sir. I was just looking for a cigarette. I must have left them in the cell.
Oh, I reckon I got a pack somewhere in this drawer. Yeah. Here, take one, Johnny.
Oh, thanks.
Got a match?
Yeah.
I guess you know why you're down here.
Ranger, I didn't kill the deputy. I swear I didn't.
We know you didn't.
Johnny's up for 2 months, Jace. First offense.
I didn't mean to take those tires, Sheriff. It was just Elaine and the kid hadn't been out for a ride for so long. I didn't have the money to... Oh, what's the use? I did wrong. I got what I deserved.
We're not talking about what you did before, Johnny. What we want to find out is who killed the deputy, and we think you can help us.
No, sir. I don't believe I can.
You're not being fair to yourself, son, nor to your wife and little boy. There's no reason why you should have to go up on a murder charge.
I'm not going to talk, Sheriff. That's all there is to it.
Why don't you want to talk?
Ranger, don't ask me any more questions, please.
You're afraid something would happen to you if you told us who the killer is, aren't you?
Sure, I'm afraid. When the sheriff took me out of the cell just now, I could feel them staring at me, all of them. I knew what they were thinking. I know what they'll do to me if I open my mouth.
I can promise you, Johnny, nothing's going to happen to you.
Oh, that's easy for you to say, but I know those men. I've been listening to them talk. They'd kill me.
They'd never have to see you again, Johnny.
I'm scared, Ranger. I'm scared.
What would you say if I told you one of the other men has already talked?
I'd say you were trying some kind of trick.
Oh, now, Johnny.
One of them has talked, Johnny.
Which one?
I'm afraid we can't tell you that, but we have a statement right here.
Well, then why do you want me to talk? You've got what you need.
One witness wouldn't clinch our case. We need at least two.
Well, then you better find somebody else.
Listen to this, Johnny. When the deputy came in with Horn, we run at him and kept him from closing the block door. He busts away from us and run to the outside door. Is that the way it happened?
Yeah.
I'll read a little further. Foley and some of the others run after the deputy and caught him at the outer door, but he threw his keys through the bars and we couldn't get out. Then he started hollering for the sheriff. Foley tried to shut him up, but he kept hollering. Then Foley stuck the fork in his back 2 or 3 times. We seen he was dead. Now, does that sound like we're using a trick on you, Johnny?
No, sir.
Is that statement right?
Ranger.
Was it Foley?
Yeah. Foley killed him.
Take care of Johnny, Sheriff. We're booking Foley for murder. 2 months later, Carl Foley was brought to trial for murder. On the testimony of Desser and Johnny Horn, he was convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment. Charges of riot and attempted prison break were brought against all the other prisoners except Desser and Horn. Desser requested that he be released immediately from jail because he'd turned state's witness. The court denied his request, and it was not until February that Desser was discharged from the county jail. On a rainy night 3 weeks later, I was returning from a case. About 2 a.m., I received a radio call.
KTXA to Unit 10.
Unit 10 to KTXA. Go ahead, KTXA.
Is Unit 10 near town of White Bluff in Dover County?
Unit 10, 3 miles south of White Bluff.
Town watchman has been overcome by armed burglar. Safe in store at 309 Monroe Street. Believe robbed. Watchman tied up in store at address just mentioned. Sheriff has been notified and is en route to White Bluff.
10-4. Unit 10 will proceed to scene at once. You're okay now.
I just about give up hope anybody was coming.
Let me get this rope off here.
Yeah.
Where's the person who put in the call?
I did it myself. Worked the gag out of my mouth, and I rolled over to the phone and nudged the receiver off the hook with my hand.
There we are.
Yeah. Much obliged, Ranger. Now, if you just help me get up. Thank you.
You look like you taking a pretty bad bump on the head. You want me to get you a doctor?
No, I'll be all right. Just a little stiff from being tied up.
You better sit down over here a while.
Yeah, I believe I will.
Where's the safe?
Over in that corner.
Yeah. You got it all right. Knob's knocked off.
I was afraid of that. He conked me on the head. When I woke up, I was tied up and gagged.
Did you get a look at the man?
Now, at first, he come up behind me, jabbed a gun in my back, grabbed my... that you, Sheriff?
Oh, geez. I saw the ranger car outside, but I didn't know it was you.
I just got here a few minutes ago.
Well, you look like you've had a little going over, Harry.
I'll be all right.
Did you see the fellow who did it?
We were just talking about that. You said you didn't see his face at first.
No, sir, not till he took my keys and started opening the door to this place. Then I got a good look at him over my shoulder. Little fella he was. I was kind of surprised he had so much strength.
Did you notice if he blinked his eyes every now and then?
Yeah. How'd you know, Ranger?
I got an idea it could be an old friend of ours.
You mean Leon Desser?
Uh-huh. The way he blinks his eyes, jumping the watchman from behind. Couldn't be anybody else.
All that talk about going straight. Should have known he didn't mean a word of it.
Sounds like he's not doing so well without his partner, Foley. This is the first time anybody actually got a look at him on a job. Where were you when he first jumped you? In front of this store?
No, I was 3 or 4 doors up. I seen a car parked in front of the feed store. Only car on the street, so I went to take a look. I was shining my light on him, and I felt a gun in my back. He must have been hiding in one of the doorways.
Was the car a light-colored sedan?
Yeah, I believe it was.
The car's still outside. I saw it when I pulled up.
So did I.
Maybe Desser's still around one of the stores. Let's have a look, Sheriff.
You want me to give you a hand, Ranger?
No, thanks. You better just sit here and rest a while.
Say, if that's the car he used, he might have just left it and taken off after the robbery.
Doubt if he'd do that on a night like this.
Sure is rotten weather. Car's still there, see?
Yeah, we'll check the other stores on this street. Desser's been known to hit 3 or 4 at a time.
Say, Jace, that drugstore across the street, the door's open.
Yeah. Watch yourself walking in.
Uh-huh. I don't see the light switch. Maybe he...
Never mind the lights. The back door's open. Come on.
Yeah, there's no doubt about his going out this way. You can see his muddy tracks plain as anything. Right out into the alley.
Just a second, Sheriff.
What?
He went up here to the right.
There's not a thing up here but a garage.
And the field beyond it.
Yeah, he could have taken off across the field for those hills. If he did, we'll have a rough time finding him out there on a night like this.
Hold it, Sheriff.
What?
The track stop here.
It's pretty close to the garage. Reckon we'd better check inside.
Yeah.
Not a sign of him.
This dirt floor makes it hard to tell if he was in here at all.
What do you want to do now, Jace? Put out an APB?
Yeah, and I'll take my horse and...
Wait a minute. What's the matter? The wrong side ladder going up to the loft. Fresh mud. Yeah. Cover me. I'm going up. Now be careful, Jace.
Desser? Desser?
You ain't gonna get me! Give me that gun! No! Come on! Oh, my arm!
Drop it!
You ain't gonna take me!
Come on, now, none of that.
You all right, Jace?
Yeah. Climb down the ladder, Desser.
You're gonna put me in a pen. You ain't good.
Can't think of a better place. Get moving. Leon Desser was brought to trial in the district court at Dover, Texas. Under terms of the Habitual Criminal Act, he was sentenced to life imprisonment at Huntsville. The sheriff requested that I assist him in delivering Desser to the penitentiary. It was about 11 o'clock on a warm morning in May when we approached the Huntsville wall.
Well, just a couple of more minutes and we'll be there.
Yeah,
You sure they're gonna keep me here at the main wall, Ranger?
that's what we were told.
That's good.
You sure changed your tune. A week ago, you squealed like a stuck hog every time anybody mentioned the pen.
That was last week.
What's happened since then?
I found out a few things.
Like what?
Like Foley ain't at the main wall. They got him over at the retrieve farm.
What makes you so sure of that?
You cops think you can keep me from finding things out. I got ways of knowing.
You have, huh?
Sure. And as long as Foley ain't where I am gonna be, I ain't got nothing to worry about.
Come on, Desser.
Okay.
Sheriff, you want to take our guns over at the guard tower? I'll start ahead with Desser.
Sure, Jace. Well, sounds like Desser's already got a welcoming committee. Up there, looking out through the bar.
I got lots of friends here. They'll be glad to see me.
Let's go, Desser.
You know, Ranger, you was pretty lucky catching me like you did. But I ain't feeling too bad about it. I wouldn't be surprised if I was a trustee inside a year.
I wouldn't bet on it.
And you'd be missing a sure thing. You just watch.
This way, Desser.
You telling me? You go right around the corner here to the left past the commissary.
I know the way.
I'm gonna be working in that commissary one of these days. They can't treat a smart guy like me like some ordinary con, you know.
You got it all figured out, haven't you?
I always figure everything out.
What's the matter?
That guy buying a pack of cigarettes in there. That's Foley, ain't it?
I believe it is.
He lied to me. He ain't at retrieve. He's right here.
Come on, Desser.
No, I ain't going. He'll kill me.
He won't get through those bars. Come on. You have to go to the warden's office.
Ranger, he sees me. He sees me, Ranger. Look.
Well, if it ain't Desser. I heard you was coming down. Couldn't wait till I seen you.
No.
Keep moving, Desser.
No, take me out of here. Take me out.
I got big plans for you, Desser. Big plans.
He's gonna kill me.
You won't be anywhere near him. They're going to isolate you in another wing.
Yeah, well, it ain't gonna help.
You'll be safe enough.
Yeah, but he'll be in this building, figuring out how he can get me. He'll be trying to get me all the time I'm here.
If you'd have meant what you said about going straight, you wouldn't be here at all. Come on.
In just a moment, we will tell you the results of the case you have just heard.
The 1952 Republican National Convention has adjourned for the final time. The selection of their candidates for president and vice president is completed. But the political story is only half over. Monday, July 21st, the Democratic Party will begin its national convention in Chicago's amphitheater. And, as during the past week, NBC will be on hand in Chicago beginning next Monday to bring you a minute-by-minute account of convention activities. NBC's 300 correspondents, commentators, and technicians mean that there will be one NBC man for every 4 delegates. Again, representing NBC will be such famous names as H.V. Kaltenborn, Ben Grauer, Earl Godwin, W.W. Chaplin, and a dozen more. Again, next week, NBC will broadcast more political headlines, more incisive campaign commentary, more human interest stories, more behind-the-scenes features than any other network. For complete, careful, round-the-clock news coverage, attend the Democratic Convention on NBC. Now, the conclusion of Tales of the Texas Rangers.
And now, here are the results of the case you have just heard.
Leon Dessa was confined in an isolated wing of Huntsville Penitentiary. Throughout the years, he has been carefully guarded. As an additional precautionary measure, Carl Foley was transferred to the retrieve unit of the penitentiary system.
Next week, Joel McCrea in another authentic reenactment of a case from the files of the Texas Rangers. Joel McCrea is currently seen in San Francisco Story, a Warner Brothers release. The cast included Tony Barrett, Hy Averback, Bob Sweeney, Paul Frees, Parley Bear, and Bert Holland. Technical advisor was Captain M.T. Lone Wolf Gonzalez of the Texas Rangers. This story was transcribed and adapted by Charles E. Israel, and the program was produced and directed by Stacy Keach. Tales of the Texas Rangers is heard overseas through the worldwide facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Service. Hal Gibney speaking.
Wednesday is here, the best of Groucho on NBC.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode on PastCast Studios of Tales of the Texas Rangers. For more interesting videos, subscribe, hit that like button, and make comments and share with us what you'd like to know about the golden age of radio.